Milton from Not Real. I'm really excited about it. Really looking forward to that chat and see how his tips can improve how the development of the studio is going. So yeah, really excited about that. Besides that, project 1 has been postponed a little bit, which sucks because that means that we are not going to wrap it this week, but it will be wrapped up next Monday. The issue here is that the project was supposed to finish last week and it's extended for this week. So in this case, we are flexible, so we are giving them this extra week for free, as we usually do, honestly. But they came up with an additional asset that we didn't plan to make. But well, there were some other assets that actually didn't make it, so the budget still applies. But we have told them that we can't drag the project longer than Monday next week. Also because on Friday I'm going away for a little trip with some friends for a bachelor party at Portugal, to Porto, which is really cool, but I'm going to be so fucking tired next week. And for next week I already have some plans in my mind, that meaning that we can't extend the project any longer, because that will mean 2 extra free weeks, and that's something that I don't want to do. And as always, I don't like to put more pressure into the client and try to get more money out of them if it's not needed. I'm always on the side of trying to finish projects in time, so no one needs to put more money on it, and we can wrap things up when it's supposed to be wrapped up. So besides that, I'm editing a lot of stuff. I still need to edit some other 30 renders maybe. No, not 30. I'm overreacting. Maybe 16 renders, but it's like super minimal edition. Then I have to edit some more YouTube, and I'm making some other short content for Instagram and TikTok, which is kind of cool, I guess. I will probably bring the camera to the meeting with Milton, but I'm not sure if I'm going to record, because I'm aware how uncomfortable people get in front of the camera, and I don't want it to be awkward for anyone. I'd rather be chill, so we can talk at the pace we want without thinking about getting on camera at all. Also, it looks like we got ghosted from the project that we sent the quote. That's something that happens a lot. I think we got ghosted in other email inquiry that we replied to, and that's also okay. It's something that happens all the time. It's just that when I got ghosted as a freelancer, I didn't care that much because I usually had a lot of inquiries, and when I'm making the studio I have less inquiries, so you actually get a little bit like excited when you get a proposal or an email. But yeah, I will get used to it. That's how it is. So yeah, if I don't see you at Not Real Studio, I will probably see you on Monday if I'm not too hungover. I don't usually drink. I actually just drink in weddings and in this kind of event. A very good friend of mine is getting married, so we are going to spend 2 days drinking and having fun, which is fine, but usually that leaves me absolutely destroyed for the next week because I'm not so used to that. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys on Monday or on Tuesday. I'll keep you guys posted. Holy shit, it took me long to start recording again because this weekend was crazy. So last time you heard from me was on Thursday, I think, when I was going to meet Milton, which I did, and that honestly went super well. I actually went and visited the studio and we had a little talk there, and then we had dinner, some super sick pizza. He gave me some really sick tips in order to, I don't know, have a better foundation of my studio. I don't want to get too much into detail. Some stuff is private, I guess, in a way, but well, basically it's about just understanding the client and really speak the same language. Organic growth, try not to force anything. So for example, instead of just trying to quickly grow the team, make sure that everything is growing at an organic way, so we're not skipping steps. Also, we had a little chat about what's like the best profile that I could add to complement what I do. You know, right now the team is composed by me and Clem, but Clem is helping with the production. Ideally, I would love to get someone that complements the things that I don't do that well, which are mostly about animation. Obviously, I don't know enough about finance, but that's coming a little bit later down the line. I'm always also thinking about getting a business developer, at least part-time, to help me grow and reach to different clients, because I think we are going to ditch the idea of getting a representation agency or a rep manager, because we are starting to think that they are a little bit old-fashioned in a way. The client now has a quicker access to all sorts of designers or studios, so we're going to try and ditch that idea completely. We've already reached out to a lot of them and we mostly got terribly ignored, so we are not going to go through that again. It was really nice to have that chat with him because he has a lot of experience. Obviously, he has been managing his studio along with Valeria and his other partners for a while now, and their work they do is amazing. The work culture they have inside the studio is also really nice, and well, they are really lovely people. I think I mentioned this before, but he actually just wanted to have that chat with me because when he was making the studio, no one actually offered that help for him. So that's actually super nice. I feel really blessed to have the chance to speak with this kind of profiles that are obviously a little bit more limited to some people, but as I've been working in this industry for a long time, I have a lot of connections and people are usually super nice. So this can actually apply to anyone though. Go ahead and reach out to anyone and try to start a conversation. I'm just really happy that I can just directly reach out to friends who are in positions in which they can teach me a lot of stuff. I'm actually planning to keep doing this because one thing that I've realized that a lot of people that succeed in life in whatever they are doing is because they are obviously curious and they are willing to ask and they are really willing to learn from others. It's not that I feel that I know everything that I need to make my studio. Totally understand the areas in which I lack a lot of information, and obviously this information usually comes from experience, but personal connections are obviously something that can speed up this process quite a bit. I'm planning to have more chats with some good friends that has some studios. This will probably be super helpful for me. So yeah, really happy about that. Then on the weekend I had a little trip to Porto. So yeah, that was intense, and yesterday it was Monday and I was so fucked up. I couldn't even record anything. I was actually wrapping up the project that we were doing. So that's basically done. That means that we are totally free at the moment. Tomorrow we have a call with one of the clients that we were speaking before, so we didn't get closed. It's just that they were revamping the brief and well, all the strategy that they are going to make. So yeah, that comes hopefully tomorrow. It's not confirmed yet. So besides that, I still need to develop the project for Hannibal, and also if nothing comes up, I will take this time to start a new spec project or a portfolio project for the studio. It's been a while since we have time to actually do that, which is obviously amazing because that means that we've been busy with client work. So it's actually quite refreshing to have the time to actually think about something new and do it from scratch. We are also thinking about offering like some sort of a small collaboration with brands that we like that are like small or mid-sized, so we can actually make a collaboration instead of just making a portfolio work. So this week is going to be basically full Hannibal and then starting to think about the project that I want to make. I actually have like a lot of ideas noted down from the past, but I'm not sure which is going to be the winning one right now. I have to think a little bit because it's also important to think a little bit strategically when you are doing these kind of projects, because the portfolio projects that you do is basically the projection of the projects that you want to make. So for example, I know the studio lacks some beauty related projects, and that's something that I really love. So maybe doing something in that regard is going to be helpful for the studio in the past, because we are going to be able to show those kind of projects to related clients. And the other last thing actually that I forgot to say is that for the meeting that we have tomorrow, we have to make like a response to their brief. They basically made like a full explanation in text of how they are envisioning this project, but I want to make sure that we are on the same page with some simulations that they are mentioning that are a little bit complex, and I don't think it's going to be worth showing them as they are explaining them. Maybe worth make them in a little bit more an artistic way, give like a response to that brief. We can start to propose our ideas and our vision on top of what they propose, but I think we are going to be fine. The client really nice. So yeah, we have to do that. I'm not going to go too deep down in the details because right now I want to have the call, but I want to have like some clear ideas, contrasted with the client, so we are moving along in the same path. Let's see how the week goes. See you in a bit. Let's make a quick recap. We haven't had the call yet, but I also didn't prepare the document that I had to prepare, so that's all good. I started to develop the project for Evil, but yeah, I'm going to explain a bit about the process of that project in a bit, because it's actually a quite fun one. We had to create some physical stuff that I'm going to design. I don't want to unveil yet what it is, because obviously it's a secret that he needs to explain first. But basically I need to create something that's going to be physical. The thing is that I could obviously spend like 1 month iterating in shapes, deciding what works and what's not working, because it's going to be like made out of different materials. The fun thing is that I've been experimenting with the AI, and I'm using Crea, which is right now my which is my preferred tool. You can train models, you can create real-time images, you can make videos. I'm using it mostly because I can train my own models, and you can do it like super quickly. So I decided that I was going to do this first part of the project all in AI. I actually asked Aníbal if he was alright with that, and he told me like, do whatever the fuck you want, which is great to hear. So I trained a couple of models, and the cool thing about Crea is that you can actually mix both models at the same time. And with that, I told the prompt that I wanted, and I started generating like, I don't know, thousands and thousands of images. And that gave me a good base that I was able to share with Aníbal. Before this, we had like a proper catch up. He sent me some references, I responded with my reference, so we are in the same page about what both of us are imagining. Obviously this is his project, but as everything that we do together is about like a collaboration, he leaves me a lot of space to experiment and do my own thing. And we kinda like choose one piece. How do I explain this without getting too much into detail, without spoiling anything of the project? But well, basically I showed him just like, I don't know, 9 images. And I told him like, do you think this is the right path? And he told me yeah. And after that, yesterday, I proposed like a bigger batch of images, but actually not so many. The idea with AI is that you can obviously generate thousands of images in minutes, but it's up to you to actually be the creator and be able to choose which ones of them are actually unique and say something. The main issue with AI is that everyone can create, but not everyone has good eye to decide what's good looking and what's not. So I think AI in good hands can be really powerful and can actually create really lovely stuff, but if you don't have any taste, it's going to be fucking shit. So I proposed, I don't know, another set of 20 images, a little bit more created, and I started to add notes of what I imagine, because there's like different materials, okay, without saying too much. Put some notes on Figma because that's what we're using to communicate, and he told me like, okay, this works. And what I did today is actually make up another response to all of that, and I prepared like a set of images per each of the materials, and actually we made such a good selection. I still have to show it to him, but I'm sure that he will love it. And then, well, we have to see how far we to the final design. Obviously then we will need to make like some mock-ups to see how everything is living together, and then we will see if we actually need to prepare some 3D mock-ups of the selected objects that we like, or maybe we don't even need to do that and we can directly send it to any manufacturer and they can start working with that. I think the rest of the week is going to be quite chill. From the last time you saw me, I actually got a little bit sick and I'm recovering. And this lady here has some ear issues, so we've gone to the vet once again. And we have to put like some liquid inside of her ear. And she's a Shiva and she refuses to be manipulated. And we had some fucking drama today at the vet. 2 vets and me had to hold her in order to just check her ear. So yeah, good girl. I think the rest of the week will be dedicated to finalizing this set of images. I will probably update you next week and give you a proper head ups about the rest of the projects. I will probably also start thinking about the other projects, and yeah, I think that's all for this week. See you in a bit. Bye bye.